Hi everybody, it's me again. We're back. We're concluding the class. It's almost over. I'm ready to go out with a bang. I know who you guys are. Hope you guys are just as excited as I am, and we're just gonna jump right into it. So my topic for you guys today is physician-assisted suicide, or it has another name. It's called death with dignity. So death with dignity, or physician-assisted suicide, is the suicide of a patient suffering from a terminal or incurable illness in which they're provided lethal drugs from a doctor to help them pass. There are currently 9 states in the United States of America that death with dignity is legal. And that's including California, Colorado, Hawaii, states like Maine, New Jersey, Vermont, and even Washington. And there's a couple others, but those are the ones that we're going to provide for you today. My stance on this is I'm absolutely for physician-assisted suicide. I feel like there's just certain illnesses and diseases in which people get so far along that they can't come back from, and just to hold them there and have them waited out, it just puts them through more pain and suffering than they should. And I feel like they should have the option to want to go out with a bang. How we are, just kidding. But I do feel like it's good for them to have the choice to be able to let go of their life when it comes to losing the control over their life, or losing the good quality of life, not being able to do things on your own or for yourself. I feel like that plays a big part in it. I also feel like there's a lot of third world countries out there that don't have access to quality medical care, and not even just third world countries, but places in the United States that are just deep in poverty, that don't have access to getting the care that they need, and they get sick to where there's no going back. And I feel like they should have the option to end it when they feel necessary. Another big thing I mentioned was the loss of control over life. I know there's a lot of caregiving facilities, in-home care services. My sister even works for an in-home care service facility down in Corona. And she's really good, but there is certain cases where people aren't being taken care of the way that they should. For example, at my sister's old facility that she no longer works at, there was a case in which a patient died. She was far along dementia. It was almost her time. She was on hospice and all of that good stuff, and something happened to where there was an abuse of drugs. They overdosed her drugs and she ended up passing away. And I feel like in circumstances like that, when it's not your time, that can be a bad thing for assisted suicide. But on the upside, it's like she wasn't coming back. And I'm not saying this in a way to where it's justifying the situation, but for other people, when family members or loved ones get so sick to where there's no coming back, they do feel like, hey, maybe it is time to let them go. Maybe they suffered enough. They don't have any control over their life. They can't do anything for themselves. They can't bathe themselves. They can't feed themselves. They can't, go to the restroom on their own, stuff like that. Also, just the quality of life. Going back to the example of my sister's caregiving facility, not all caregivers and in-home care nurses are great. Some of them are, just there for the check, and they don't provide quality service to those who actually need it. And I feel like that's a big thing, because if you're not going to do your job and you're not going to care for these people, let them go in peace. Another thing about this, I feel, is that if the death penalty is legal in most of the states of the United States, why can't physician-assisted suicide also be legal? Because it's not only that we're killing people because of a crime they committed, but just to help them move on from a terminal illness or an incurable illness that there's no coming back from. There's a lot of points that argue against physician-assisted suicide. For example, the idea that God created life and God should be the only person to be able to take that life away that he provided. I completely understand that, but I also feel like God gave us the tools to help people move on in that way. Another idea that falls against physician-assisted suicide is that if it were really their time to go, God would call them home and they would be able to pass on their own. And once again, I do feel like that's a thing, and that there are medical miracles that happen here and there, but it's not like that for everyone. I feel like that's a once in a blue moon type of situation, and I do believe that everyone should have the right and the choice to make the decision to go when they feel it's their time to go. In conclusion, I'm arguing for physician-assisted suicide. I feel like a lot of people don't really see both sides to it, and they just think, oh, it's murder. Same with the death penalty, it's murder. Same with abortion, it's murder. But I feel like there are ups and downs to both sides. Once again, the loss of control over life, the loss of good quality of life, lack of good medical care around in like areas that are nearby and whatnot, and just the fact that not everyone wants to be a vegetable when it comes to dying. I personally feel like when it's my time to go, pull the plug. I don't want to be a vegetable. I don't want to fight when there's no more fight left in me. I want to be able to die on my own terms and in my own peace. And if it happens that way, if there's absolutely nothing left to do, by all means, let me go. But yeah, I do feel like you guys should take that into consideration. I know a lot of people are pro physician-assisted suicide, but I know there are people that are against it. But do keep in mind, if it was one of your family members or one of your loved ones, you wouldn't want them to suffer and be in pain and just bring more pain and hurt to them by trying to make them better in different situations, because in the end, we're all gonna go at some point. So that's gonna bring us to the end of it. I hope you guys keep that in mind. I hope you guys had a great semester or half semester. It was a great class. Nice seeing you all, and I hope to see you guys soon. Bye.